All right, you're all set.
Excellent. So it is now 6:40. I will call the meeting to order. Let's see, go to my, okay. Welcome to the October 16th West Hartford Commission of the Arts meeting. My name is Chuck Corsi and I am chair of the commission. This meeting is being conducted in a virtual format in accordance with the Freedom of Information Act, amended by Public Act number 21-2, which authorizes municipalities to conduct public meetings virtually. Members of the public can view the meeting live on WHC TV at www.whci.live and youtube.com/@WHCI. The meeting is also being recorded for on-demand viewing and will be available on the town's website. Since we are conducting this meeting in a virtual format, there are some special rules and procedures that I need to cover before we begin. First, I ask participants to mute their device when you are not speaking. If you wish to be recognized, please raise your hand and I will call on you in the order I see hands raised. If you are participating via audio only, or I do not call on you and the debate is ending, then unmute your phone and let me know so that I can recognize you. Second, all speakers must make a good faith effort to state their name, title at the outset, and on each occasion that such person participates in the meeting. Third, all votes must be taken by roll call unless the vote is unanimous. Fourth, a reminder that if any participant has a problem with connectivity, you should immediately call David, whose phone number you were provided earlier. He will let you know and we will recess. He will let me know and we will recess the meeting while the problem is resolved. If it cannot be resolved quickly, we ask that you call into the meeting using the phone and participate via audio only. Okay, let's go to the roll. Karen Bachman is here, I believe. She was here.
She's back on, but
Yep.
Still no video, I think.
That counts. Matthew Bragg is not here. I do not see Hav. Chuck is here. Latanya Farrell is here. Jenny Kemp is not here. Carol is here.
Here.
Marilla is here. And Susan is here.
Yeah, sorry, I just couldn't. It's fast enough.
So we're missing Matt, Hav, and Jenny. Okay. Okay. First item on the agenda are the minutes from August. Does anybody have any questions or concerns or changes, edits to the minutes? See none. I will ask, does anybody have a motion to approve the minutes? Latanya makes the motion. Is there a second? Carol, I see your hand. Carol seconds. All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. All in favor, Karen?
Aye.
Yep,
Can
there
you
we
hear
go.
me? Aye.
Yep, great. Okay. David, do we have anybody? I'm sure we've got just people lined up on the phones waiting to make public comment.
Chuck, we have no one online.
Okay. One day. Okay. Number 3, old business. I don't know if you guys saw some of the coverage of the Juniper Homecare mural unveiling. Actually, they did the one mural a couple years ago and finished the second this past summer. But Hob participated in that. There was some nice press and nice attention. And hats off to Andre Burrell, who owns the business and invested in that. What a great thing. So I just want to make sure you guys saw that. Karen, do you want to talk about I know you did this during our informal meeting last month, but just to give a quick update of our meeting with the
Okay. All right. I was just trying to send a note back to David about my camera business here. Yeah, that I can kind of remember. Let's see. We had a meeting with the cultural group, the West Hartford Arts and Cultural Collaborative. And we agree, well, first of all, we only had 3 members there, and including Chuck, who doesn't represent an organization. Those same 3 members have basically been in connection over the summer. We made some decisions over the summer that we would meet less frequently rather than once a month, because the structure that we had set up has kind of fallen apart now that the urgency to seek funding is past. I mean, people still need funding, but all of the COVID money is sort of closed up now. And there doesn't seem to be a reason for us to come together, I think, in the minds of some of the organizations, and everybody's very busy running their programming, and the different organizations are constantly doing things in their organization, like running shows, running programming and performances. So we decided to meet quarterly. So September was a quarterly meeting, the first one. We don't really have a structure of a president or a convener, but Tracy Flatter, actually, someone from her organization, the Playhouse, took notes. They were going to send them out, but they haven't been sent out. The idea was to let people know what we were discussing, and we were discussing how to have a better presence for, as I remember, Chuck, you can help me out with this, for arts and culture in the community. And we said we would invite people to each meeting that we had in case they wanted to voice their opinion or bring anything up with us. And I did send out an email to all the members of the collaborative for our last meeting, but then I did send one out. We ended up not having a meeting at one point, but I'm pretty sure or maybe I sent that out and nobody attended. Maybe that's what it was. Anyway, I forgot to send the one out for this one. I'm sorry. I had a lot.
That's all right. We have a set time every month. So
right. And I did say that to the group, but basically my email to the group, as I said, I would try to keep everyone informed of what goes on here, was inviting people to just be, feel that they had access to our committee and of course, access to Chuck. And we know that the community theater, the West Hartford Community Theater, did take advantage of that when they were really lobbying to include a theater component in the new community center. And as far as I know, there is a theater there. So, and I was glad to see, I've had no contact with them. They haven't been attending our meetings, but I was glad to see they are mounting a show this September. I'm not sure where it is or what theater they found, but I was glad to see the signs up. So I think that's about it, Chuck. We are struggling to keep that group together. Facebook still exists, and people still, apparently some organizations are posting on it. The website cannot be updated, but the website kind of runs itself in the sense that as long as somebody pays for it, which I believe is the ballet company right now, all of our sites are up there. And when you go to each organization, you can click on it and go right to the organization's website, which of course has the up-to-date information. It was designed that way, which is kind of ingenious. But anyway, no other updates are being made. No other organizations are being added to it. And that's where we stand. We're kind of at a standstill. I mean, people are still being communicated with, and there'll be a quarterly meeting coming up in another, 3 months? What's quarterly? Every 3 months in a 12-month year. So I think the next meeting's December. So that's where we are right now.
Thanks, Karen. If you could, in your communications with them, if you can remind them about the calendar.
I think yes, I will remind them, but even myself, it's a little cumbersome. You sent out that form way back, and I can't even find, I saved it somewhere, but I can't even find what I did with it, because I'm the one who communicates that information from my organization, the West Hartford Women's Chorale. And so when I remind them, I'd like to give them something concrete, you know. I mean, you
I'll
can
send
send
it
me
to
the
you
form
again.
again,
Yeah, I'll send it to you again. I'll
but
do
it's kind of a cumbersome way to post on there, is all I'm saying. Most of us are used to going somewhere, clicking on the link and putting the post up, but that's not how it works on the West Hartford calendar.
That's, yeah, we don't control the West Hartford,
I know.
West Hartford calendar,
know.
and this is the way they are allowing us to post. So this is
Okay.
what we got.
If you, Chuck, if you send me the form again, and maybe that's what we have to do every spring and fall, send me the form again, and then I'd be sure to send it out to all the organizations.
Yeah, it's
I'll
in
copy
the,
you on that.
let me just see where that is. Yeah, let me, instead of worrying about, I just made a note to myself that
Yeah.
I would get that,
Okay. Meanwhile, I still work on my video here.
okay. Any questions for Karen? And you know, we understand that people are busy, and that collaborative was formed out of the crisis of COVID, but
Right.
it's still an opportunity for people to market together, and work together. And some groups do, some don't. You know, it's good to have it there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any questions for Marilla?
For Karen.
I'm sorry, for Karen. I've got too many screens up and I'm trying to multitask. Okay, let's go to the Artify in Enliven. I'm going to share with you guys something I did here. Share. Can I share, David? Assistant preferences.
Hi, Chuck. Yes, you should be able to, in the top left, share, and then you can either do share content or share web browser.
Okay, hold on 1 second. 1, 2.
Oh, or down below, actually. In the toolbar there.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's see. Allow WebEx to share your content. Grant access in the system preferences. And then it's click on system preferences. Oh, damn it. Doesn't look like it's. You know what? It's not letting me do it for some reason. Oh, wait. Did I just, nope. That's a bummer. Yeah, when I hit share, it tells me to grant access in the system preferences. I open my system preferences in Cisco meetings.
Are you on a Mac?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I think you're in the right spot. Are you in the WebEx app, or are you using a web browser?
I'm using a web browser.
Okay. I think this also may be the key to when video doesn't work. It sounds like browsers can restrict, what has access, and it considers like screen sharing something that it needs to give permission for, and same with using the camera. So I'm not sure on each individual browser how they
rather
work
than
it out,
take up too much time. So, and I appreciate that. So what I did, we had talked about this at our last meeting back in August. Instead of going through this whole process of getting this big document and checking off different boxes, I think the best way to do this is, and we're talking about, the Artify, help identify public and private places, spaces, and opportunities for artists to share and showcase their art. I think the best way to approach this is for us to work, with existing relationships that we know, in trying to get, people that we know to do more of this. Because we could spend a lot of time trying to build up databases and trying to identify people to do it. And then when they do it, we can promote the heck out of it and use it as an opportunity on social media and internet media to let people know, hey, if you're an artist and you want to be and want to perform, or if you're a business or a restaurant or a gym or an office building or whatever, and you'd like to showcase stuff, here's where you go. But I think what we should try and do is get some points on the board, and there already are a lot out there. I actually I was so grateful to hear that I go to this guy on Park Road who's my trainer, and he's in the old Degras. He has a gym there. And he said, hey, you know what? I want to, because Park Road is trying to do more to engage the businesses as well. And this is one of these crossover things. He's like, I'd like to, he has a friend who's a comedian. And obviously, we don't want to compete with the Playhouse and their comedy nights. We do it on a separate night. But he'd like to bring in a comedian, his friend, to do a show in his gym there. And he's got a lot of space. You could probably fit, 50 people in there. No problem. And I think, helping, his name's Mike Walker, helping Mike kind of organize this. There's not a lot that goes into it, just, some promotion, say, hey, maybe you reach out to these restaurants on Park Road. I'm sure Effie's will kick in some food. AC Peterson's might do it. Maybe they'll get a nice edible arrangement. I mean, there's a lot of ways, we've done this sort of stuff before. But I think if we look for these opportunities and then we can point to their successes, and I think that more than anything, will help us get the ball rolling. Does that make sense? I'm just going to read. This is it. I just put a one pager together that just kind of outlined the benefits. The mission that we talked about, the examples, visual displays at, restaurants, public spaces, offices, businesses, performances, same thing, restaurants or office lobbies and public spaces, murals, both on public and private property, and then storytelling, comedy, or poetry events, bookstores, libraries, fitness centers. And then I talk about, the four basic benefits of having arts and culture in the community. First is benefits to the local economy, increased foot traffic for neighboring businesses, creates an environment more conducive to attracting new residents, new businesses, and economic development. And it also leads to the growth in arts and cultural tourism. Benefits for the community, enriches our physical environments by bringing streetscapes, plazas, buildings, and offices to life, enhances community morale and civic pride, and it celebrates and promotes diversity and youth involvement. The benefits to establishments showcasing art is it attracts potential new customers, enlivens places where people work, and it improves employee morale, productivity, and respect. And then finally, and probably, maybe most importantly, how it benefits artists is it provides professional opportunities for artists, and it cultivates an environment where artists thrive and are appreciated. So that's just, I'll email this out to everyone. So, I'm interested in your thoughts on it. Take a look at it, make suggestions, edits. But again, I don't think we would. I think action is better than, I'd like us to take action and try and find places. And we can do a lot of this. We don't have to wait every month when we meet, but we can, somebody thinks of, hey, like we were talking about Sunny at Portobello, just somebody in there stringing a guitar, or just a violin or something. And it creates a buzz. I mean, we probably had about 60 people at this for the Park Road thing outside of Portobello and Smokehouse and Plan B and 1001. And just to get all those restaurants to participate was a chore. But if we can get them to agree, maybe they all pitch in, and you get another band out there on the patio like we did that night. It's not, this isn't all going to happen over quickly. But what we're trying to do is kind of change or enhance the town's reputation as this is a place you're going to find the arts, not just in a theater or in a library or at a concert hall. I don't know. I'm talking way too much. What do you guys think about this? Latanya?
Yeah, I really appreciate the vision as you're talking, and I see where this may need to be a little bit more grassroots, where we kind of step out and connect with some of these local businesses to put it out there to them.
Yeah.
I think that they're so just into their day to day, but what you just wrote, what you shared, of what you just wrote, yeah, I think if we could get a copy of that.
Yeah, I'm going to send it out to everybody.
And use that just as our talking points. If, I know everybody's really busy on the committee, so much so that sometimes we can't even, get together to meet. But if we can take on a business or 2 or 3 a month to just walk in and say, hey, I'm from the commission. I just want to talk to you a little bit about something here, or I see this wall here. Are you interested in perhaps?
Have you ever thought about X?
Yeah, I think just the conversation.
Yeah.
Starting the conversation with the businesses is the way to go, or the spaces, right? The places and the spaces.
Yeah, I agree. I think we can, if we get somebody that's interested, then we can kind of put it out there through social media. Hey, we're looking for X. And we don't have to be too specific, like we're looking for X to perform on Thursdays at the Russell. But we can just say, hey, we're trying to connect people. We're looking for somebody that might want to play, background music at a restaurant, or might want to do, like I've been, the folks at Riverbend, she's great. She's really committed to the community, but I'm trying to, kind of nail her down about how we can get them connected with the library and get authors over there, or people to do readings or poetry, and or just anything to spice it up a little bit. What if when I send this out, if I maybe suggest, if people can think of 3 places that maybe aren't doing anything now that might be good prospects for us to approach, and then at our next meeting we can kind of go through that list, and maybe somebody might know someone at that place, or we might agree, well, maybe I know that guy, I don't think he's going to be receptive, but so we can get some positive momentum and some positive action steps. Because I'm frustrated that we've been talking about this for, and it's as much, on me as anybody else, but I really want to see if we can move the ball here, make some progress.
Chuck, how would you publicize it on social media? I mean, would the town Facebook be willing to get involved in this? No,
not the town. We have lots. There are lots of pages that we can utilize.
So in other words, like using the ones like West Hartford Neighbors and Friends or something like that. Yeah. The ones that have big groups.
Or the collaboratives. The collaborative has a pretty good following. I think we have almost we have several hundred.
No, I haven't looked. Okay.
Stephanie,
to tell us?
Yeah. No, yeah, Stephanie has it, but the women who run We Are Artist Emporium. I mean, they know
Yes.
everybody. They're well connected, and
Yeah,
they're
they are. They use social media as their sole means of publicity, really.
yeah, in the Art League. I mean, there's lots of ways we can get that message out. Yeah, if we wait for the town to do anything, we'll be waiting for a long time. But
Well, that's part of the problem. I mean,
it's
having no town commitment to arts and culture is part of our issue. We're fighting an uphill battle.
I wouldn't say. I mean, I would respectfully disagree. They do have a commitment to arts and culture. I mean, you see it in their budget to some of the organizations in town, but we're competing against a lot of other things. And you know, this is up to us. I mean, the town can be a partner, and you know,
Right. I'm just thinking, I understand what you're saying. And certainly having all the new housing that's being built in town, those residents coming in are going to want to have a scene here. You know, they're not all going to be 25 going to bars. They're going to want to have some things to do and know about some things to do. They're probably new to West Hartford.
yeah.
And yet we have no central way to let people really know about it.
Well,
or if we have them, we're not utilizing them well.
exactly. Because I tell you, you know, we have to go back to the calendar idea. You know, everybody clamored to have a calendar, and except for the Playhouse, nobody's posting stuff and providing stuff for the calendar.
Because it's cumbersome. Because it's a difficult process.
It's not. Again, respectfully, it's a PDF that people just need to sign and that fill out. It's not that cumbersome. You know, I've gotten it's a form. You fill it out. Here are the dates of the thing. Here's the website. Here are ticket prices. I don't think it's cumbersome. I mean, but it takes effort. You know, everybody's got to participate. We need to do our job too. And you know, that's why we're here. I don't mean to minimize that, Karen, at all. But you know, I just want to make sure that this isn't the town's fault. It's up to us to bring these issues to their attention. And I do, you know, we were going to talk about this a little bit later. You know, we need to go and have a conversation with the town, with town leadership about some of the ways that they can help us.
We've talked about trying to do that a couple meetings back. Yeah.
And I think the time to do that is going to be right after the first of the year before budget season. Because you can't do it. I mean, during the elections now, that's not.
Everybody's otherwise occupied.
Yeah. But no, I appreciate your input, Karen. It's much appreciated and very insightful.
Can I interject?
Karen, yeah, I'm sorry. Please.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I have to admit, I am, as a local artist, right, but also as a school principal, I'm guilty of not promoting my regular events, right? Like, and I'm not saying that it isn't easy. I think for me, like, it just wasn't even the front of my mind to do that so I should be doing that too. Like, I hear you, Karen. I hear you, Chuck. You know what I mean? It's something that's like, oh man. What I wanted to ask, do we have a go-to for the list of social media outlets that we could encourage artists like myself, or that we could just go to share information and promote ongoings in West Hartford? Do we have a list of all of the social media outlets that we could go to as well as share with other local artists?
Yeah, I can send you what I have. I've just kind of, you know, searched around, and it's, you know, the Artist Emporium, the Art League, West Hartford Arts and Culture Collaborative. There's a couple other ones. And I'm sure there's others that I'm missing. And you know, obviously social media doesn't have borders at Prospect or
Right,
New
right.
Britain Avenue. And they're ones that go all over. But
But is
yeah,
that something we can get along with the write-up that you just shared
Yeah.
in helping to give us the vocabulary, the words, and how to connect with the local
Sure.
businesses? Can we get the actual links on a doc and we can?
Second. Hold on one second.
Sure.
I need another ream of paper.
Hmm.
So what I'm going to send out to you guys is the doc. I'm going to send out the calendar form,
Okay.
list of A and C Facebook pages. And that's kind of where I live on pages. I don't use Twitter for this kind of stuff. I've actually deleted my Twitter account. But I think in terms of communicating with like groups, I'm starting to do some experimenting in LinkedIn as well. I'm sure there's lots of arts and culture communities locally on LinkedIn. I just haven't spent enough time with that platform. Okay, the doc, calendar form, list of arts and culture Facebook pages. What else? Request for 3 places or spaces that have not hosted public art, but may be open to it. Anything else, LaTanya? I mean, that's good info.
I think that's doable. I think that's enough for the team now, or our group now, between now and a month from now to look at.
Yeah.
But it creates a little bit more movement, I think.
Yeah.
More of a focus.
And that's what I think. I get frustrated sometimes. And again, we're a volunteer commission. We meet once a month. You know, sometimes we get a good head of steam going, but I just want to make sure we keep that head of steam going. And again, I get frustrated because I get frustrated with myself that, I'm not, I can do better, but we're all in this together.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a good place. It gives us a little bit of direction, and it gives us just another step forward. You know, I think we're all here. You know, our intentions are good, but sometimes it takes a kind of like a resetting the table again
Yeah.
to give us a direction as to where to go.
Yeah.
You know, we're all out and about in the community, so to pop into a couple of places, you look at a wall and you say, "Hey, would you consider art here? Would you consider?"
Yeah.
Oh, it's just another name, you know, or would you consider live music here? Or do you do live music? Can we, you know?
Help in any way, yes. And there are many moving parts. There's not something that we can discuss, decide, and just pitch the same way to all these places, because they have different spaces, different maybe preferences. So I think we're just moving ahead.
Great. And we can, a lot of these are things we can do via email because we're not deciding policy. We're helping. We're being community members, helping out. We're not voting on a policy or discussing a policy. We're helping our community. So we don't, we're not going to have to wait every month. And then I think one of the other things that I'm going to do for next meeting is start kind of planting some seeds and ideas about what we would want to talk to the town about and about how they can help. And that's something that we need to, have those discussions we would need to have in public on this forum. But they'll kind of start that out as an agenda item next time. Because Karen is right that I do believe that other towns do more. A lot of communities have departments that are in charge of marketing, arts, and culture. We don't have that. It's a big change. I mean, when you go from not having a department in a town to having a department, that's something that doesn't happen overnight, and it's disruptive. You're talking about changing people. I mean, we can't. It's not going to happen overnight because it's a disruptive process. People change. It would involve people having to change their titles, their responsibilities, flow charts. I'm sure Latanya, as a school administrator, you can understand that. But we can start to hoping as we go into the future to look at going in a certain direction. But I'll include that in the agenda for next month and some of the areas where we'd like to see if there's room for some movement. Yes, Marilla.
Chuck, I was wondering if anything happened with that document that we put together regarding the public display at Town Hall. Is there any movement?
Nope. No, we were kind of told that no. And yeah, Ginny and I spent a lot of time with the town, and that's kind of I voiced our disappointment. I mean, we spent a lot of time. We were asked to do something. We spent a lot of time on it, and they decided to go in a different direction. So, we get up off the ground and we go forward, do something else. But, we have that and we can revisit it, and that certainly might be something that we can revisit.
Sure. Maybe. I wonder if the obstacle was financial in nature, or just not enough manpower to make it happen. Because knowing what the problem is, perhaps we can come up with some other suggestions and solutions.
Yeah, I think it was a lot of different things, and again, it was some pretty, I thought, cool changes, and sometimes doing a lot of new and different things that are exciting, and that sometimes breeds concern with some folks in terms of, is this going to cost? So you say it doesn't cost money, but is it? And who's going to do it? And I thought we did a very good job of explaining all the different things, and a lot of the responsibility would fall on us. But again, that's something they at this point they're not going to pursue. But we're not going anywhere. This commission hopefully will be around for a long time.
I think also we suffered from the fact that, or the plan suffered, not us, that there was a change of leadership. That the initial person who started the effort then moved and someone else came into her role, the town clerk. And when you get a new person in a new role, that person has to get up to speed, and so we're not high on that docket. Even if we could have done some things that didn't cost any money, there were certainly some good suggestions about straightening up the town hall and making it look visually better inside.
Yeah, that's. I understand what you're saying, Karen. Essie, the previous clerk,
Right.
She had come to us, and asked, and she was a supporter, as was Leon, the new town clerk. I don't. It's certainly not. I don't want to use fault. It's.
No, it's not about fault.
Yeah.
Priorities change. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a big, decisions are not made quickly, and there's a lot of things that you have to take into consideration. We're over here operating in our arts and culture world, and in a town government, unless there's an emergency, things don't change very quickly, because if you change one thing, it impacts probably 7 other things that impact. It's, there's good reason for it, but it can be frustrating. But yeah, both Essie and Leon are big supporters of what we're trying to do, and they're both obviously wonderful people, but it's a lot, and I think if there was something, if there was any way to do it differently, I would have taken like a little itsy bitty bite, just taken something small out of what we proposed.
Yes.
And tried that instead of going for, a bigger vision. But we live and learn. All right. Is there any other discussion on this document? I will get it out to everyone, and with some thoughts about how we proceed from now until the next meeting. Any other thoughts? Sue, did I see your hand up? Did you have something you want to add?
I think in the course of the discussion, my question got answered. At first, when you guys were starting to talk about it, I wasn't sure if what we had proposed in that document, if it was on hold or it's not even going in that direction. And it sounds like it's not going in that direction. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Yeah. Wasn't sure about that. Thank you. And I what Karen brought up too was something I was wondering if, was this like Essie took us around and showed us everything? And I was wondering if with her leaving, all of a sudden that kind of threw a wrench in it. But yeah, like you said, it's not necessarily the new guy, but it's just a large change that I guess
it's there was a lot in there. From getting, there's a lot in, and we don't need to go back over it, but there's a lot of things in there, and some of the things that we identified are still there, so you never know. All righty, any other discussion on we weren't even just on the Artify and Enliven? If not, we'll proceed to new business. Commission member terms, and actually I meant to add meeting times. Are these times, I know there's never really a good time, but I just wanted to do a check-in and make sure that the third Monday of the month, 6:30 at 6:30 to 7:30 is still a good time that should work. Obviously life comes up and things happen. Okay.
Yeah.
For me too.
Okay. And then what we've been doing, since we're all kind of new to this, the terms have kind of been rolling. I think the last 2, they've just renewed. If anybody, feels that they, need to take a break or step off, don't go anywhere.
Chuck, I'm sorry, I can't really raise my hand.
Yeah.
But when are the terms And are they in January or are they in September? When do they end?
End of the year, December.
December. So
Yeah.
technically, there's a second group in December. Whoever there were 3 groups, I believe.
I don't have that, but I got to get a hold of that.
Yeah, that might be good for all of us to see anyway.
Yeah.
But you and I did re-up. I know that we were in
Yeah.
the first 2 for 2 years, and we re-up, so we would be in our 3rd year, I guess now.
Yeah.
But there's another team that's finishing this. In the 3rd year, they would have been finishing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see. I don't. Yeah, I've got to get that info too. Let me put that on my list. You know what? Is that
I think
on?
it's me and Matt, I think, that finished this year. I think.
You know,
I just renewed this year, so.
okay.
I have it somewhere.
I just renewed this past year too.
Okay, good. Yeah, we don't want anybody going anywhere unless someone feels that they can't do it or whatever. Everybody's has so much to offer and is doing a great job, so that's not what I want. But I just I'm looking on the commissions, boards and commissions. It might actually be Commission of the Arts. I wonder if it's on the webpage. Okay, vice chair. It doesn't have our terms on here. Yeah, I thought it might have been on there. Okay, so that's all I got about that. The next thing is, this is kind of interesting. We have been asked, there's a new committee. I don't think this is a commission, but it's a committee that the council, let me just make sure it's not HI. No, it's not AUG. The Indigenous Peoples Recognition and Reconciliation Task Force. So it's a task force. And our friend Ace Billing-Smith, who works in DEI for the town, is working on this. She has asked that, one of the things that, and you can see on the agenda, what their mission is. But they, wanted to engage with us as well to help get their message out. So I'm just kind of waiting to hear back from Ace about what we can do to help. But I think a lot of it is, and those of you who know me well know that I am a deep, deep history nerd at heart. I love history, and my newest obsession is trying to try to learn more about the pre-colonization history of our area. There's some really cool books out there, and then things that come. There's topics that come up from time to time in town about our rich history that goes back just not the last 300 or 400 years, but thousands of years. And I think sharing, educating people, because I'll be the first to admit it. Until I started kind of looking at some of the stuff, I didn't really give it much thought. But there, after reading some stuff, there's some real interesting things. And I think what they're trying to do also is, as we discuss, as a community, some of these issues, it's good to have, forums. They had a forum at the library a few weeks ago, right before Indigenous Peoples Days, and on that topic. So, more on that to follow. But I just wanted to let you guys that we've been asked to get involved and waiting to hear back from them on what we can do. All righty. Any questions on that? Okay. Well, look at the time. Is there anything else that anybody'd like to bring up or discuss before I entertain a motion to adjourn?
I'll invite everyone to our spooktacular concert. West Hartford Symphony Orchestra will have a concert at Kingswood, Oxford on October 29th at 3 p.m. and we'll be dressed in costumes. So you don't want to miss that.
What are you dressing as, Marilla?
Oh, I still, the jury's out debating still,
Okay.
but it's going to be something.
What about our maestro? What's Richard gonna do?
Oh, well, I'm not gonna give out, the secrets. He did
Okay.
share that he's gonna have a very fun appearance, but Maestro is on top of things. And
Excellent.
this is actually something that I've been talking about for a number of years, with some of the orchestra members, and it's gonna be fun. The kids will definitely get a kick out of it.
Excellent. Oh, that's great. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
All righty. Anything else for the good of the group? Okay, with that, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Do. And Latanya seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Karen, I see your virtual hand up through the screen.
Oh, I said aye.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent. All righty. Well, thank you again. And I don't say it enough, but thank you for all that you guys do for the town. It's a it's a commitment to be involved with these commissions, and I really am grateful for all of your commitments and participation. We'll talk to you all soon.
Chuck, thank you for
Thanks,
leading
Chuck.
the team and
Yeah.
constantly coming
Thank you,
up
Chuck.
with. Thank you for just being a constant driving force. I appreciate it. I'm learning so much. I've never served like this before. So the more I learn, the more I'm enjoying. So thank you.
Excellent.
Thank all of you. And come on out to the Russell on Thursday, you guys. It'll be a good time.
There you go. I love it.
We end early.
All righty.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.